Hey everyone, it's Kathleen Clipper, and I'm here today on my first um, art journaling that I'm going to be doing weekly. Whoops, here live, and today our theme is going to be about speaking our truth. And I want you to think about it for a minute. How do you, well, how do you sit with speaking your truth? Is that something you do all the time, or is it something you struggle with? This is something that I've struggled with a lot in the past. Being afraid to speak up, share what I have to say, and allow myself to be seen and heard. So today what we want to do is work on our art, a way to express ourselves so that we can feel stronger in speaking our truth. Have that confidence. Before we get started, I just want to share a little bit about me. My name is Kathleen Clipper. I'm an intuitive artist, and I love art because it is a way that you can express yourself. Every week, as I said, we're going to go through our art journal and art journal pages. A new theme every month. Month of March is Speaking Your Truth, and sometimes we're going to have maybe a little meditation along with the art. We might do some written journaling, and of course art. So today we're going to work on just doing the art, and I am going to flip my camera around so you can see what we're doing. So bear with me a moment. I hope I can flip my camera around. All right. Take me to the back. So I'm kind of learning as we go. And yep, you got a picture of my lovely paper towel. I'm going to swing it around so you can see the paper. All right. And now that I'm sitting here, I'm thinking to myself, I should probably pull this up on my computer so I can see if anyone's joining and the comments. So what we're going to do today, my idea for this page is we are going to create a drawing of a queen. And we don't have to do the full body. We're just going to work with the head and then the upper body. So I just want you guys to sketch out the basic shape of a head. And the reason why I've selected a queen is I got to thinking to myself, you know, where do I see in life, what does it mean to me, like when I'm holding back and not sharing, speaking truth? And what I felt like is, all those movies where you would see royalty, like back in the old days. Yeah, it's medieval times and stuff. The queen, except for a few, very rarely got to say what they really wanted to say. They were ruled by the king. And to me, the king is your head. That's your linear thinking, your that type of thing. Whereas the queen is right here. Queen is your heart. So to me, it felt like if I am speaking my truth, standing in my power, I'm going to be a queen. And it's about full embracing the queen. I'm going to erase this little heart I put here. So basically, what I did here was just create a head, a little bit of a neck, and this is the start of her clothing. Now, don't worry too much if your head's a little lopsided, because none of our heads are perfectly shaped. Next thing we want to do is, I'm just going to use, well, no, I don't have any straight edges right here. So I'm just going to draw a line going down about the center of the face. That way, and then about center this way. These are just going to be reference lines for our eyes, our nose, and our mouth. So the eyes will go along this line, come down about halfway. That'll be for the nose, and then halfway again for the mouth. And I think I'm going to give her some real shaped eyes. Sometimes I like to just little, like, smileys as eyes. But today, I'm feeling like I'm going to give her a full eyeball. We're just going to come in here. Just kind of create a little oval almond shape. And it sounds like my dogs are trying to speak their way. They're wanting to be heard and seen. Alright, so we got a couple little eyeballs there. Nose to do just kind of a little bit of a V shape with a line coming down, which actually turns it into a Y. And just put little ends on each of the tips of the nose there, and my parentheses. So we got a little nose going on. And the lips, I'm actually going to start them up a little higher than this one. Just do a little bit of a V. And you can either do a sharp or do rounded. I'm going to do kind of a sharp. I'm just going to do a curve off of this point down to this line and then curve it up. So making is kind of a wide M with little curlies on it. I'm going to come down, make kind of a wide U shape for the bottom lip, and come back inside and follow this line, this little M shape that we made. Just kind of follow it a little bit, connect. So there you have your lips. Now time to go back to the eyeballs. Eyeballs sometimes for me are a little rough because I want to have them perfect, but we're not perfect, so you just need to come in here. You don't want to put a circle, like full circle inside the eye, because our eyeballs are set inside sockets. So think about if your eyeball was starting way up here a little bit, and then just kind of cut in, put a little rounded edge there to the other side, another rounded edge. And we'll do the same on the other side. You can see our eye sockets are not exactly the same. That's okay. You can adjust, if yours is like that, you can either adjust it so they look more similar or leave it as it is. I want a little pupil in here. I like to bring my pupils kind of up here towards the top of the eyelid. And the same over here. Now about speaking your truth. Like I said, that's an area I've struggled in the past. And I work on it. Sometimes I have to really be focused with what I'm doing when I'm working on it. Other days, probably like you, sometimes I run from it. Something that I've seen as a pattern in my life is speaking up about what's right for me or what I need even. Sometimes you can see that it's part of speaking truth is about being able to put yourself first, not always putting people in front of you. Just going to erase these lines here because we don't really need them anymore. So one day I was thinking about the speaking your truth, and the reason why the Queen came up, not just because I felt like in the past, they really, in some ways, they represent held back and not being able to speak up because of just the way some have been treated throughout history. But what really came to me is with the Queen is that when I am standing in my power, I am the Queen. I am Queen of me. And I'm not saying that in like a rude or mean way. It's just that I have that strength. I have that confidence. And I have that determination. I refuse to let anyone or anything push me around. So that's how I feel that the Queen represents speaking your truth to me. So we're going to get in here. Let's get a little bit of eyebrow, because our queens need eyebrow. I think hers are going to be kind of like mine, nice. And then come up a little bit. Oh, her eyebrows are like mine. I can already tell they're not going to be the same on each side. They're sisters or cousins. Maybe cousins. So she's going to come down, and I'm going to have her hair. I'm going to just start a hairline coming down her face like this. And the same over here. Now we're not going to be completing our drawing and our pages today. We're just going to do a portion of them and then come back next week, work on the color and adding a quote to it. Don't know what quote we're going to have yet. Have to see which one feels right. Just erasing those lines a little bit so our hair, we just want to kind of come up. It'll come close to where the original headline was, but just come gently around. I wasn't intending her to have long hair, but that's what she feels like she needs. That's what she wants. Actually, that's who she is. Putting in a little bit of shoulder here. Not much, because as you can see, the hair's going to be covering it. Come back over here a little bit. I feel she has a cloak on. Not cloak. What do they call it for royalty? Their robes. Royal robes. So she's wearing a robe. It's going to be fastened right there. It may come open a little bit. We're not going to see her hands, but we do see the rest of her clothing underneath her robe. I think we're going to pull this up here and have it just kind of come around. And that's like the lining, the collar. I may have played with that one a little bit because it It lays kind of funny right here. You know what? You do. You need it to come. You just need it to be wider is all. And guys, bear with me. Like I said, this is a new way of doing things, and I'm just realizing it's a little different. I gotta figure out the way to see all the comments. And the way I'm at the moment, I'm not able to see any comments, so I apologize for that. If you do put any comments in, though, I will go back and read them afterwards. And if you have any questions, I'll respond to those. So her collar's just kind of coming. Don't see it through the hair there. Now I know there's all sorts of ways to do art journaling. Some just pick colors and slap them on and maybe a few words. Some people do collages. I tend to do, when I do my journals, drawing portraits, and mine are stylized portraits, so they have basic features of a person, but they're not going to look lifelike. I mean, real like. I guess lifelike would be the right word. Now, she's a queen. You know, one thing she needs is a crown. Just going to sketch that on here. I'm going to start out just with the basic, where it looks more like a headband. So we need to I have to decide exactly how I want this to go, this crown. But at least I have the basic lines of where it will be. And some of these lines, these pencil marks, once you get your paint on, you won't really have to worry about them. They'll just fade in. You know what she needs? A necklace. I have a necklace right here. She's going to have some sort of pendant hanging down. I think we're going to get her a diamond shape. So there we have it. We have our basic sketch of a girl, or I shouldn't say a girl, our queen, debating on if she should have one of those big fluffy crowns here, or just, you know, the little spires on here. Anyways, these weekly journal dates are just going to be short little segments. So I'm going to go ahead, especially since are going nuts, I'm going to cut it off now, and next week we'll come back and work on her some more.